friends, so I had a request for a quick explanation for a Rekenrek because the PowerPoint that was posted can be a little bit tricky if the sound doesn't work. So I wanted to just go over how to use a Rekenrek and what it is, because this is a newer tool in math, although it is basically a recreation of an abacus. So here is a Rekenrek. You have 20 total beads, 10 beads on the top and 10 beads on the bottom. This is a counting tool. We count in groups in kindergarten and in first grade, and that leads to repeated addition and multiplication in the later grades. So when you see numbers in groups, it helps to add more quickly. So on the Rekenrek, you only look at one side of the Rekenrek, the left side. So we only look at the number of beads that are on this side. So basically pretend that all of these are gone. Cover them up, or you can even draw a line. If it's past this line over here, you can count it. If it's over here, you don't count it. So if we're looking at the Rekenrek, how many beads are here on this Rekenrek? How many beads do we count? 1, because that is the only bead that is on this side of my line, right? Exactly. Now, as we get into larger numbers with counting, we are going to move into counting in the groups. So, let me explain. I'm folding them over so it's easier for me to hold it up. Okay. On this Rekenrek, you have 4 beads up top and 5 beads on the bottom. And you have 5 white, and 1 red. I know that 5 and 5 is 10, and 1 more is 11. So I can even use subtraction if I want to, but that's a little advanced. So first I'm gonna look at the groups. All I'm gonna see is how many altogether. How many altogether on the top? 2 and 2, or 4. How many altogether on the bottom? 3 and 2, 2 and 3, or 5. Basically, you're just trying to see in groups so that you can count more quickly. You do not want to count one by one by one with a Rekenrek. That is not the purpose of this tool. So I've noticed that I have 4 on the top and 5 on the bottom. So I can use the count on strategy if I'm not sure about that addition. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, I didn't count by ones, I used a count on. So I started at 4 because I saw that that was a whole group of 4, and then added 4 more, or 5 more. Even if I want to do it even more quickly, I'm sorry, my brain's not working right now. I can see that this is a 5. All of the red are here. There are no red left here. But up top, there are some here and 1 red left. If I know that all of the red is 5, then I know that 1 less is 4. So I don't have to count that or even have to look at groups. I can just see how many is left over here. Again, you're gonna imagine that imaginary line there and only count what's over here. We'll do 1 more. On this one, it's gonna get a little bit trickier. So on this one, we have all the red, and some white, and some white. So I know that all the red is 5 and 5, and 5 and 5 is 10. So all the red and 2 more, all the red and 2 more. So 5 and 2 more, 5 and 2 more, or 10 and 2 more, 12, 12 and 2 more, 14. See, again, imaginary line, only counting what is on this side. Now I wanted to share my screen so that we can just do a quick one on Dreambox, so I can show you how that works on Dreambox so you know, so you're familiar with the look of both of them. So let me do that for you. How many are in this image? That is a math rack of only 10, or a Rekenrek. They use the term math rack and it confused me for a second. When we were looking at our Rekenrek here, we had 1 and all the others. Originally, we had 20, but they want us to start with 10. So if we're looking at a 10 Rekenrek, it's the same thing. 5 red and 5 of another color. Let's look. 5 red, and how many more were there? We were only looking at one side of that Rekenrek. I think it was 8. Let's check. 5, 6, 7, 8. And they hide it so that you have to see groups so that you can't count it. Let's check. We got it. We'll do one more.
How many beads do you see?
So I saw a whole group of 5 because all of the red were there and then another color. So that tells me that it's 5 automatically. And then one more or however many, but this one was one more. So 5 and one more is going to be 6. Now, if you think you're ready for a challenge, we can do a 20. Okay, so I got it to work, so I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay, let's check. Remember, this is gonna be a 20 Rekenrek, so it's gonna have both sections of our Rekenrek. 10 on top, 10 on the bottom. Okay, so that one was a little bit interesting. On the top, I saw a whole group of red, a lot of white, and then I looked at some more on the bottom. Let's check again. A whole group of red, a whole group of white, and some more red. So I know that a whole group of red and a whole group of white is going to be 10 because the whole top was full. Then I had to look at the bottom and I saw 2 more red. So 10 and 2 more is going to be 12. Let's check.
How many beads do you see?
Look for those groups. I saw lots of groups, okay? Here I saw 2 whole groups of red, a whole group of white, and then some more white. So I know that 2 groups of red is going to be 10. Then another group of white will be 5 more. So that's 15. It's okay if your child isn't able to get that right away because we don't add to 15 in kindergarten. So there's 15 and then even 2 more, which is going to be 17. So I hope that helped you a little bit with understanding the Rekenrek. If I can do anything else to help you out, just send me a message and let me know. And happy learning!